Hello everyone and welcome to one of the most popular SUVs in the Middle East market. It's actually like the top two in terms of its popularity, which is this Nissan Patrol. And this is not just the normal Nissan Patrol but the Nismo version of it. So in today's video we'll find out everything in detail about this Nissan Patrol Nismo. Before we move forward, please consider subscribing to my channel by clicking that red subscription button and make sure to press that bell icon and leave all the notifications on, so that way you will never miss any video updates from my channel. Now, since this is the Nismo version of the Patrol, there are a lot of things which are different, and the external changes are also quite evident. So the full front fascia has been completely modified, or given these sort of sporty looks as well. So let me start off from this grille. You get this black glossy grille. So apparently on the sheet, on the spec sheet, they have mentioned that it's a dark black glossy chrome that they have given on this one out here, and then this is the V motion design grille along with the Nissan badging out here, more black color glossy bits out here. And at the bottom you would notice this red color splitter in the front. So, and it's actually a very functional one, to be honest, because they've written it in the spec sheet that all these elements are made to make sure that the car is more smooth through the, I mean, for an SUV it's quite a thing that it's aerodynamically efficient, because it's just like a big huge car that way. At the bottom also you will find the same glossy grille, and then this is like a part of the radar and the sensor bits out here. There are also vents given out here, and I'm happy to report they are the functional ones, which is what Nissan has tried with the Patrol, the Nismo version specifically, to make sure that this car is less draggy that way when it's going through. Yeah, I know that. But at the bottom you would find the LED fog lights, like tiny ones, which are given out here. And when it comes to the main headlight cluster, you would get a completely LED headlight cluster. There are also DRLs out here, and also there are turning lights which are incorporated inside it. And then this is like the new design change in the Patrol itself compared to the previous generation, where you have this extra bit of plasticky bit out here, and when you see it from the front it looks humongous. Now on the sides, these plasticky bits continue on the side with this red color striping out here. There are also arches, like thick ones out here on the side, and then you get this red color plastic trim out here instead of the black ones which you would find on the standard Patrol with the V8 badging out here. And also on this Nismo version you get the Bilstein shock absorbers. When it comes to these rims, these are like 22-inch aluminum rims, like huge massive ones when you look at it. And there's also the Nismo badging on the side, and it's all on all four tires as well. Then when it comes to the side mirrors, these are like the black color glossy ones like cover, and then there is also a stripe on them as well. They are like power foldable, they are also power adjustable, but the blind spot warning is inside the pillar, but yeah, they still have that. And there's also one of the cameras from the 360-degree camera system. There is also turning lights, and yeah, this is just the standard design. There is nothing changed to that side mirror as well. There is also a side step board, and I really like this side step board on this Patrol because it's nicely merged with the car, and it's not protruding out from the car, you would find usually in other SUVs where it's kind of sticking out from the sides, increasing the width of the car. There's also this red color stripe at the bottom. It actually reduces the overall height of the car, which is what I found. There are also arches in the back, thick ones, again 22-inch rims. There are also roof rails, the same body painted roof rails, and there is also chrome surround around these windows, full chrome surround. These door handles are also chrome door handles. They are smart keyless entry door handles. In the back you get a full set of LED tail light cluster, completely LED. There are also sequential turn signals inside this tail light cluster. There is also a chrome strip that goes from one end to the other. There is this Patrol badging, but it's a little dull one out here, like not the shiniest chrome one, but instead like a gray one with sort of dull finish on it. Then there is the Nissan badging out here, and even at the back these bumpers are modified to give you that Nismo feeling. So you get these black color arches, black ones, glossy ones, and then this red striping which continues from the side, and then sort of diffuser kind of design that they have given out here. And there is also this fog light which is inspired from an F1 car, and that's actually written on their website as well. So this whole design that you see at the bottom is all inspired from the F1 tech out here. It's just like the design, but it's not like a real diffuser or anything. And also something which is surprising are these two exhaust tips, chromed ones on both the sides, but they are the fake ones. Like if you stick your hand inside, there's a plastic bit which is stuck inside. So the real exhaust tip is at the bottom, and even at the bottom you would find the spare wheel which has been mounted. So I'm really surprised why they had to put this sort of fake exhaust vent. And there is this spoiler which again makes this car a little more aerodynamically efficient. So it's been given, and it's a black color one. Now when it comes to the visibility, it's actually decent, but the thing is, when there are passengers inside the car, especially in the second and the third row of seat, then your visibility can get reduced. But the solution for that is there is a camera mounted out here. So there is a smart rear view monitor. So you flick a switch when you are driving on your rear view mirror, and you can get the digital feed from this camera, and you can get the view from the back. This same system was also there in the Nissan Xterra, the review of which I recently did. So you can click on the pop-up banner out here and you can watch the full in-depth review video of that Nissan Xterra. And on this, the thing is, the camera quality or the output from that is a little grainy, and it's a little dark, and especially during the bright daylight it gets a little washed out that way. So a little work needs to be done on that part. Now when it comes to the boot space, you get an electronic tailgate that opens and closes, and in the inside you will find chrome scuff plates out here. And then in this standard setting, when the third row of seat is up, you can put 550 liters of luggage in the back, and which is pretty decent that way, because the cargo space is that way pretty even, but on the top it tends to start sloping away. There's also a little bit of more storage at the bottom where you can stuff your smaller stuff or anything. There are also tie points in the back, like around, and there is also a 12-volt power socket, so you can clean your boot when there's a need. There are also two buttons given out here for your seat. So the third row seat can be electronically folded down. Now let me show you that. So when I press it, the thing is, it's a little slow, like it takes a very long time for these seats to go down, like approximately 10 seconds or maybe more. I think it's been like more than 10 seconds, but the seats are still going down. So when you do that, I wish the seats were a little faster, but when you fold these seats down, you can put 1490 liters of luggage in the back, which is pretty massive. And because the Patrol is pretty much like it doesn't slope in the back, so you get this nice bit of boot loading area in the back as well. And even the second row of seat is foldable in a ratio of 60:40, but that you can do it from the front only. So you have to press this lever, and on the other side as well. And when you do that, you can put 2624 liters of luggage. Now you get a massive boot space out here, but the only thing is, these seats eventually just tend to go up, like they are gradually sloping upwards, so you get a little bit of reduction in the space. And also the second row of seat has this a bit of a lip out there, so I don't know, maybe it's to stop the objects from going in the forward. All of these seats are carpeted too, so you can utilize them without worrying about damaging the materials of those seats. Now not just the exteriors, but also the interiors have been spruced up in the most Nismo fashion. So let me start off with the material choices inside. So you get soft touch material out here on the dashboard and even on the sides, on the door cards, and then you get this red and black combination with the red stitching on the door cards and on the dashboard. There are also carbon fiber inlays which are given out here, inserts everywhere. Even the door cards out here on the passenger side, there is like a round curving one on the dashboard. Even out here where the cup holder is, out there they've given like carbon fiber, and that carbon fiber is black and red, so you can actually see it from inside, the red color which has been given. Even on the steering wheel there is carbon fiber, so yeah, lots of mixture of premium material quality of carbon fiber, and leather and Alcantara, and so much has been used. It's actually a truly premium car, and not just just meant to go fast, but instead it's also meant to go in comfort, fast. So when it comes to the driver's display, you get a 7-inch display out here, which is a TFT screen, and on both the sides you would find the dials for your rev counter, and on the other side your speedometer. And that rev counter dial is red color because it's a Nismo, so which is why it's being given in the red one. And in the center you can find a screen where it will show you digital speed with the compass, and then you can see the fuel economy, and then you can see your compass just without the speed. Then there is the media information, then the auxiliary gauges whenever you're going to be doing off-roading, so you can see the pitch and all of those angles and everything on your screen itself. And then there is the adaptive cruise control information that you can see. Then there is the collision systems, the safety systems which have been given out here, the forward lane, blind spot, and all of that. You can switch it on and off individually, tire pressure, and then any warnings if there are on the car, then it will show you in that. So very simplified that way, and it is the standard one which you find in the normal petrol, and that same system has been put into this one. So yeah, it's just that the counter, which is red one, the rev counter, that is what has changed on this Patrol Nismo version. Now first of all, let me explain you what Nismo version is, because I've been telling Nismo, but the Nismo is actually the in-house sort of performance division of Nissan, and they have basically put their hands on this car. So they tuned this car, changed a few bits from more, which I'm going to be coming to that as well, to make it more sporty, like the SUV. And if you know the Nismo version, then you would know the GTR, which is the Nismo version, and that's how they make it fast, and their engines are hand built. Anyways, let's continue now. When it comes to the steering wheel, this is like a nice and big steering wheel, again standard from the normal petrol, but yeah, on this one you have the carbon fiber on the outside and Alcantara on the inside. Such a premium feeling on this steering wheel. There's also a center line mark out here in red one, electronically adjustable, which is your tilt and telescopic, and it's pretty quick that way. I also see it on your screen. It's pretty quick. On the right side you would find the controls for your adaptive cruise control, and also the controls to adjust your how much distance to keep when you are using the adaptive cruise control. And on the left side you would find the controls for your infotainment, your media, your communications, and all these controls which are given out here, and also the controls for changing the different information on the driver's display. But otherwise the steering wheel is really nice, and though it's like pretty big that is, but it's slimmer, so you can easily hold it. There is also finger support and everything out here. Now when it comes to the air conditioning controls, again straightforward buttons are given on both the sides. This is also, the whole system out here is pretty much standard from which is picked up from the petrol. So on the left and the right side you would find the controls for your fan speed and to switch it on and off, and also to adjust the temperature. So you get tri-zone air conditioning system on this petrol, the dual zone in the front, and one more zone for controlling the climate in the back. And not just that, you can even control the climate for the rear passenger or even for the front from the touch screen itself. So you can press the climate button, and then you can adjust on your on screen given at the bottom. So there are two split screens, so the bottom one would show you that, and then you can adjust the temperature and everything, and also you can adjust the rear climate from here. You can switch it on and off, change the speed of the fan and everything from here itself. And then there are also buttons given at the bottom for the ventilated, heated and cooled seating options, so you can switch that on and off on both the sides for the driver and the passenger. Now when it comes to the infotainment screen, now the screen is actually split into two parts. So there is one screen on top which is an 8-inch HD display, and at the bottom there is another screen which is a 7-inch HD display. So both these screens actually perform their own respective functions. Now the top screen, let me explain you first. It's a dedicated navigation screen only. That's it. So it shows you navigation all the time out here, and also if you're reversing, then it will show you the reversing cameras on this screen itself, and also it shows you the temperature of your air conditioning system, whatever it has been set. So that is pretty much the use of that. And in terms of the usage, it's pretty decent. You can control the screen from here, you can put your point of interest, and then you can search the screen, and then it's decently fast and snappy. But although I would wish, now the thing is, I don't see the point of having two screens, because the thing is, when you're going to be connected to the Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto, you are going to be using your Google Maps from that screen, and you're going to be just mirroring that out here on this screen. So I don't see a point of giving a dedicated navigation system out here, because it just consumes that much of space. And I mean, yeah, but which ways, at the bottom you would find another screen which is actually having all the other information, like your phone whenever you're connected using the Bluetooth or the Android Auto. And then there is the information which you go inside, and you can find the vehicle information, system information, your fuel economy, how much you're doing. And then there is the connection options. Now in terms of the connectivity, you can connect to this infotainment system using the Bluetooth, USB. There is only Apple CarPlay which is wired, and there is no Android Auto. There is also driver assist. You can change all the safety systems out here, your lane assist, emergency assist, and also the blind spot assist, and all those systems from here. And then there is also the detail settings option, in which you can pretty much change everything from your connections, your phone, navigation, sound, screen, volume, clock, customize the menu options, system voice, camera, meter, more settings, comfort, parking sensor. All of that can be changed from here. So it's a very simplified system. And even on top, there is a shortcut the option for your maps, so you can directly go from there also, and you can use that bottom screen to put information for the top screen. So yeah, lots of things that you can mix and match and you can use. Now when it comes to the music system, you get 13 speaker Bose music system, and it actually sounds pretty incredible, because the way this car is built, and it's pretty big from the inside. So yeah, the sound really echoes in very well inside. Now when it comes to the charging, you get two USB ports in the front, one type C and one normal USB port, and one 12-volt power socket which has been given in the front. There is also a wireless charging pad which has been given, and it's pretty quick. The moment you drop the phone inside, the phone just starts charging. But the thing is, it's a little inconvenient, I found, because it's the gear lever is already in the way, and then you have to put your phone in, and the slot is like like a letterbox, so you have to really put your phone in there properly. Then there are three more USB ports which are given in the rear for in the second row for the second and the third row of passengers. So all three USB ports are the normal USB ports, and there is also a 12-volt power socket which has been provided. There are also grab handles which are given, so in case you go off-roading in your Nismo, then you can grab onto these, although the driver has to grab the steering wheel and not the handles. Now there is also a standard sunroof which you get on this Patrol Nismo version. The thing is, I wish there was a little bigger sunroof which was given, because this is pretty much tiny that way, but nonetheless it has been provided. And I don't know how many times people use sunroof, to be honest. When it comes to the storage, you can put 1 to 1.5 liter worth of bottle in the door cards, and some more storage on the sides. There are also this charging pad which can be used to put your phones there. Then there is two flexible cup holders out here, and some more storage out here on the front where you can put your keys or wallets or anything. There is also a glove box which is pretty nice and big. It's decently big. There's also this center armrest in which there is a fridge, so you can cool your drinks out here. It's decently big. I mean, I would say like you can put like 6 half a liter worth of bottles out here. There's an on off button which has been given out here. You can see it's a little loud, but when it's closed it's not loud. And the best thing is that this door can be opened from the back also, so the second row of passengers can also access this, so they have to press a button and it opens on the other side as well. In the rear door cards, again, you can put like 1.5 liter worth of bottle, and also some more storage on the sides. On this Patrol Nismo version, you get extendable sun visors, but not these, but on the sides there is like a flap that opens up, and then you can pretty much covers the entire window, because boy, these doors are really huge and big. There are also more dials given out here at the bottom. Now one of the dials on the top is to control that navigation system which I had explained before. So there is like a map button out there, and then there is like a dial with which you can adjust the zooming and everything out here. Then there is a dedicated camera button, so if you want to switch on the cameras, 360 cameras on this car, you can press that button. And at the bottom you would see this big dial, again picked up from a standard Patrol. So this dial is basically your terrain selector, so it's your different options are the on-road, the sand, the snow and the rock, and you can choose from different driving options also, which is your, you can leave it in auto or you can put it in 4-wheel drive, high or the 4 low. Then there is also a diff lock button, which is the rear diff, which you can lock, which is an electronic slip, the limited slip differential. And then there is also the traction control button and the hill start assist. When it comes to these seats, these are absolutely amazing seats. So these seats are a mixture of leather and Alcantara. So the red part that you see in the middle is all Alcantara, and on the sides that you see is all leather. And yeah, they've tried to make it like sporty, but at the same time they are super soft also. And the thing is, they have a really nice seating position, so you are sitting quite high up and you have a commanding view of the car itself. And not just that, they have like these side supports also, and they have this quilting design on the sides. And then, as I mentioned, the headrest have the Nismo written on them. The seats during the longer journeys are going to be extremely comfortable, let me tell you that. And they are also perforated seats, so they can be cooled or heated. So yeah, during the longer journeys you are rest assured that it is going to be a wonderful one. Now these driver side seat is 8-way electronically adjustable and 2-way lumbar control, and while the passenger side seat is only 8-way electronically adjustable and no lumbar control. Now when you see the Patrol from outside, it's but obvious that the car is pretty huge, and that same the space has been utilized in the inside also, because yeah, you can see the second row of seat is where you have to be, because it has got so much of space. Like look at this, there is like literally like a palm and more than space of that out here. And even on the head space, it's doing pretty decent that way, although someone about 6 feet 2 inches would start then brushing their heads against the roof that way. But yeah, it's still like a soft roof, so yeah, it's not gonna hurt you as well. And you can slide your feet under the seat, but then there is not much of space, because the seats are electronic. So yeah, you can't slide it all the way inside, but you still have decent amount of leg space out here to stretch your legs during the longer journeys. While also these seats can be little adjusted in terms of its reclining function. Like from here you can adjust on the sides, you can do that. So in case you have more space, you can adjust. Like if there are no passengers in the third row seat, you can adjust that. And the thing is, the second row seat don't slide in the front or the back. So yeah, this is sort of the fixed position that you can have. But for the third row of passenger, that means that they won't find extra space in case the second row seats were adjustable. Yeah, so that's one drawback of not having the adjustable seat. Now also in the back you get the same material quality and the craftsmanship out here. So you get the mixture of Alcantara and leather out here, black leather with the red Alcantara seats. They are perforated seats, but they are not the heated or the cooled seats. It's just to maintain the design which was given in the front is something given in the back. And out here you would also find a handrest which is decently big, and I like how they've given at the edge the 2 cup holders, which are flexible ones. And yeah, they are always out of the way, and you can utilize the handrest while putting the cups as well. And when you are not going to be utilizing, and if there is a third passenger out here, then someone can sit out here, and even they will be pretty comfortable that way, because there is no tunnel out here like as such. Like literally there is nothing out here. Also you get the same amount of the knee room and the headroom. In fact, you get more knee room because there is like a big gap in the middle between the 2 seats in the front, so you can utilize that as well. Now when it comes to the entertainment out here, you get 2 8-inch screens which are mounted in this headrest, and those screens can be controlled from here at the bottom. The controls are given on both the sides for your volume, your headphones, and also HDMI. You can plug it in and you can watch it, and you can switch it on from the front infotainment screen also. And not just that, you also get the wireless headphones on both the sides for these screens which have been given in the headrest. So yeah, it's so that you don't disturb the driver or the passenger, anyone in the car, while you're watching your own, whatever content you want to watch on that screen. When it comes to the door cards, you get the same, leather covered door cards out here in the black and the red color. I really like this combination of red and black, looks really neat. There are also grab handles out here, and as I mentioned, you can put like 1 to 1.5 liter water bottle and some more storage on the sides. 2 cup holders out here. There are also pocket storage, but they have been already utilized with your headphones which they have given. Now there is also the air conditioning control which has been given out here, so it's an easy, again, that is pretty much standard from the earlier petrol version that it is based on. So yeah, you straight have the on off button, and then the fan adjustment and the temperature adjustment. The vents are given on the roof on both the sides in the second and the third row of seats. Now in the third row of seat, things are a little congested, to be honest. Now I had mentioned that the second row of seat cannot be slided in the front, which is why they are in the fixed position. So yeah, the third row of seat, they have just about this much of room. I've measured it before, so when you raise these second row of seats up, you can just find just about enough room, but you are sitting quite low, that is, and which is why you can see it from my angle of these legs. And also there is no space for your legs to move around that way, because it's just the fixed position at the bottom of the floor. So yeah, you're just sitting here, and I mean, this is only and only if there are like more than 5 passengers, then yeah, they can sit on these seats. Now in the back, you also get the same treatment of the leather and the Alcantara material out here, perforated design, and then you get 2 headrests. But these third row seat can also be adjusted, like the reclining function a little bit you can adjust. There are also 2 cup holders which are given, standard ones, no flexible ones, like one big and one small on both the sides, but there are no USB ports which have been provided. But also there is enough of headroom right now, but yeah, someone above 6 feet may start brushing their heads against the ceiling, like pretty much. Yeah, there are also vents given on both the sides, your air conditioning vents, and in the middle, in fact, in the middle it's more comfortable than both the sides, because on both the sides the floor also sort of curves inside, which is why you are kind of sitting a little on the a little on the inside, like you can see it from here. Getting in and out from the third row seat is pretty easy. You just pull this lever, and these seats have a one touch function, so they will just immediately roll away, and then you can step out of the car. So this 2021 Nissan Patrol Nismo is powered by a 5.6 liter V8 naturally aspirated Takumi engine. So this engine is a hand built engine. Now this is what makes it different than the standard petrol. So on the standard petrol, you do get the same V8 5.6 liter engine, but on this it's a hand built one, and this is what makes the difference. Now it produces 561 Newton meters of torque and 428 bhp, and the thing is, it produces 28 bhp more than the standard V8 5.6 liter, and that is because it's a handmade engine. And this engine is mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission, and it's got the 4-wheel drive system, and it's also got the rear electronic limited slip differential. Now the thing is, sometimes I find the gearbox to be a little, in terms of the ratios, it's a little bit of a stretch, because the car takes a little while to respond to that, but it's all right, because it's, what are we, like, talking about an SUV, so it's still decent. But I am just expecting, because it's a sporty kind of SUV, what they are trying to project this as. So yeah, based on that, yeah, I find it a little sluggish sometimes, but this engine is just fabulous. It's amazing. What a power delivery it is. Like, put your foot down. Oh yeah, you can hear it, and then you just start eating, like the speed, like, oh, like you reach like in like a flash. And the thing is, because this is a hand built engine, which is why you get the extra power, and also there is a little bit of change in the exhaust note also. I've driven the standard V8 ones, the V6 ones, and this V8, which is the Nismo version, yeah, that sounds a little different for sure. This is where the work has gone, all that Nismo badging that has been put on this one. Now when it comes to the gear changes, as I mentioned, yeah, it's it's a little although you don't get any paddle shifters here, so you cannot control, but there is like a stick from where the gear shifter stick, which you can change the gears if you want to. But yeah, I would just advise leave it like that. And in terms of the different driving modes, as I mentioned, you get 4 different modes, which is your on-road, sand, rock and snow. But there are no special driving, those are the terrain modes, I'm sorry, but no special driving modes like your sport or the eco or anything as such. So yeah, just one single mode for everything. And then you have the 4-wheel drive and the 4 low mode. And in terms of the economy, yeah, because it's a 5.6 liter V8, so you can expect anywhere between 4.5 to 5.5, which is what I've been doing up till now. Yeah, so that's realistically the value. Now when it comes to the suspension, it's got the Bilstein suspension, which is the modified suspension system, and that gives it a real control and stability on the road for sure. It really does add to the overall dynamics of the car. At first I was wondering what would changing the shock absorbers do. So the standard V8 petrol used to have quite a bit of roll that ways, but on this it's a very planted car that ways. In fact, let me do a slalom and show you. Yeah, it's just that there is a stability control, so that is trying to, the roll stability control is trying to control that, to get the car that roll into control. But yeah, very fabulous work with that, because I'm impressed with this car is huge, and it's also got a more like a chassis which has been modified again and given more structural rigidity, so that it can do all this fancy stuff as well. Now when it comes to the steering wheel, again this petrol comes with the same standard hydraulic power steering, and I'm glad because it's a power steering, because I think the electronic steering takes away that feeling from that steering wheel. On this you get very well feedback from the steering wheel, you feel very connected to the car, and also it's got decent control over on the road, and especially with these modified suspensions, the Bilstein ones, so they work really well in sync with giving you a very good steering system, especially off-roading. Now I haven't been doing off-roading, if you notice, and that is to do with the fact that, let's be honest, it's a 22-inch rims that you get on this one, and I don't want to damage those because this car is expensive. And yeah, if it was mine, I would definitely do that, but yeah, this is not my car and I don't want to damage those beautiful rims out there. So yeah, but it can do, it's still a petrol and it will do everything. In fact, it would do better than a standard petrol V8. So yeah, you should definitely try that when you are going to be buying that. Now when it comes to the brakes, you get 4 disc brakes on this Nissan Patrol. In fact, let me do a brake test for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to accelerate to 100 quickly and let you hear that engine, and I'm going to do an emergency stop from 100 to 0. Oh, it rips your face apart, it's that strong. And then it's a heavy car, and then to be able to stop at such a fierce way, yeah, that is something. But although you are still comfortable inside the seat, when it comes to the noise and the vibrations, there are no vibrations, literally nothing, because it's a well-made car that way. And in terms of the noise also, it's a very quiet place out here. In fact, yeah, I really like the quietness out here, because you can then enjoy all the comfort and the luxury on this Patrol Nismo. Now when it comes to the safety systems, you get the standard safety system. So you get 8 airbags, 2 for the front driver and the passenger, 2 side airbags again for the driver and the passenger, 4 curtain airbags mounted on all 4 pillars, and then there is also child isofix points in the second row of seat. There is also tire pressure monitoring system, there is also ABS, there is also EBD, there is also the dynamic the traction control, there is also vehicle stability control, there is also the hill descent control, there is also hill start assist, there is also a 360-degree camera system. But yeah, the quality of it can be improved, but nonetheless, yeah, I like that there is a 360-degree camera system, especially on a car this big. Yeah, that's pretty much the part of the standard safety systems. Now when it comes to the pricing, this Nissan Patrol Nismo version starts at 385,000 dirhams, and it's projected as a very luxurious and a performance SUV, which is a mixture of both. Now, in all fairness, it tries to do that very well. Let me be honest, it's an absurd idea of putting like a performance SUV, but yeah, it's nonetheless, it still surprises you, it still makes you smile, and it makes you feel special for sure, because it's got a lot of improvements over the standard petrol V8 version. So yeah, this definitely is a kind of substantial improvement over the standard version. And yeah, if you feel like going for that special, and especially the looks of this car from the outside, yeah, you're going to be immediately noticed. So if you want to go for something special and you want to stand out, then yeah, you can definitely go for this Nissan Patrol Nismo version. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, then you can click here, and if you want to watch more videos, then click here. Thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye, take care and stay safe.